Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today we're going to get into 10 don'ts for hair growth. I did a video on my 10 tips for hair growth and length retention, but today I want to get into specific things to avoid, because we always talk about what to do, but let's talk about what not to do. Tip number 1 is don't skip deep conditioning. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking, Why? The truth is, deep conditioning is such an important and vital part of maintaining the health of your hair. For me personally, I wash my hair once a week. Every Sunday, I shampoo, deep condition, and style my hair. I don't add any extra products or water throughout the week, so that particular Sunday is my chance to really add moisture into my hair. Now, say for example, the first Sunday of the month, I shampoo, deep condition, and style my hair. Then I go 7 days, and then I'm gonna wash my hair again. Say on that second Sunday, I choose to skip out on deep conditioning. I'm now preparing myself to add an additional 7 days without deep conditioning my hair. And while that might sound like it's not that deep short term, long term, that's 14 days. That's half a month I've gone without deep conditioning. And in that moment, it might not seem so significant, but in reality, I'm only washing my hair and adding moisture into my hair 4 days out of 28 days. I can't afford to skip out on deep conditioning. Of course, it depends on how often you do or don't wash your hair, but me personally, I need that moisture. I can't allow myself to skip out on that. I would say it definitely depends on how often you wash your hair, but I would not get into the habit of skipping it, especially when you don't have to do it for eternity. Like I personally, on a regular day, I deep condition my hair for about 30 to 45 minutes. That's when I ain't got nothing else better to do. But when I got plans, trust me, I get it. I get it when you like, I don't have all day to sit here and do my hair for 3 to 6 hours. Like I got stuff to do. What you do is you get in the shower, you shampoo your hair, put the mask on, and let it sit while you shower, you exfoliate, you shave. That 5 to 10 minutes is better than nothing. Like I promise you, it does make a difference. Don't get in the habit of skipping out on that because your hair will suffer. Number 2 is don't abuse chemicals. And chemicals comes in multiple forms. I feel like we always associate it with like dyeing your hair, but bleach is not the only form of chemical damage in reality. Of course, bleach, I feel like we've really normalized it, but it's very dangerous, if I'm being honest, to put on your hair. Your hair really needs to be in tip-top shape for it to not damage your hair, and you have to really keep up with it after you bleach your hair. But for example, bleaching itself can be very damaging if not handled properly. I personally wouldn't recommend it if you aren't at that stage and that level of maintenance that you can keep up with. But even aside from bleach, silicones are chemical plastics. They create a barrier on your hair that prevents moisture from getting in. And the thing about silicones is that it gives an illusion that your hair is moisturized because it creates this shiny look, but that's the chemical plastic. Your hair is not actually being moisturized. And a lot of hair products have silicones in them, and it's hard to, you know, I guess if you're not looking, you don't always know. I've been without silicones for about 4 years now, and I have seen such a difference in my hair. Like I cannot express to you how my hair has changed tremendously. Even outside of silicones, we don't even talk about chlorine because it seems so normal, but consistent use of chlorine can literally damage your hair. Like I know a girl, she's mixed, she did polo. I have watched her hair pattern change over time. Like I've literally seen her curl pattern. It's gotten significantly drier, it's gotten significantly looser, and it's literally to the point of no return. Like I don't know how or what she could do. She's tried everything that I recommended and it's just not coming back to life. Just be conscious of what you're putting on your hair, product wise and chemical wise in general. If you're bleaching your hair for the summer aesthetic and all your products have silicones and sulfates and you're going swimming in the pool all the time, your hair is literally like traumatized. Like full-blown PTSD. So just be conscious of that. Chemicals come in multiple different forms. Just really think about what you're putting on your hair and don't abuse them. Number 3 is don't neglect your ends. I feel like we always say your ends are the oldest part of your hair, but like you actually really have to soak that in and pay attention to your ends. Like regarding your full head of hair, this curl's probably been on my head for 3, maybe 4, even 5 years, this right here, that new growth doesn't require as much TLC as my ends. In terms of like even age, this is daycare, this is retirement home. She needs help. Help! Help! Police! Help! ASAP. Like, you cannot afford to neglect your ends in any way, shape, or form. Take care of them. Whenever you deep condition, add a little bit more to your ends. Whenever you style your hair, add a little bit more to your ends, seal them in, and take care of them. And along with that goes knowing when to cut it off, knowing when to trim your hair when it's no longer benefiting you or useful. Health is so much more important than length, and we utilize that in every other aspect of life, but for some reason we hold on for dear life to our dead ends. And I always think of it as, if I have somebody who I've known since the 3rd grade, and over time she's become not that much of a good friend, she ain't doing nothing for me, she doesn't reciprocate what I give her, the love that I give her, our friendship is dead, I'm gonna cut that heifer off. Keep her around just because I've known her forever, that don't mean nothing. History don't mean nothing. The health of that relationship, whether it's with your friend or your ends, that's what matters. The health. It doesn't matter the length of the history. If it's no longer working for you, if it's dead, cut it off. Number 4 is, don't forget to tie your hair up or to lay on a silk or satin scarf or pillowcase whenever you're laying down. And that's whether you are in stage 3 of REM sleep or if you are wide awake. It makes no difference. Do not allow yourself to lay on drying fabrics that are going to short-term dry your hair out and frizzy it up, and long-term break your hair off. It's not worth it. It'll never be worth it, especially over something that's so simple. In that moment, it's so easy to just put your bonnet on or to just lay your scarf over your pillowcase. Like, it's so simple. And I totally get being in bed and being so tired and like you remember it, but you just don't care enough. I started to put my bonnet literally on my nightstand. That way I have no excuse. I can literally just roll over it, grab it, and go straight to sleep from there. I don't have to physically get up and go get it. It's literally right next to me. I'm gonna always encourage you to tie your hair up or to sleep on silk or satin, because in reality we spend so much of our time trying to take care of our hair, and you should be getting 8 hours of sleep a night. That's a third of your day that you are undoing all of your hard work, and you ain't even awake during it. Don't. It's not worth that. I'm gonna always say, tie your hair up, take care of your hair, especially while you're asleep. It's so simple, it's so easy, but it can be damaging if not done correctly. So whenever you lay down at night and you forgot your bonnet or your scarf or your pillowcase, I will be right there outside of your window saying, hey, my good sis, get up. Go grab your bonnet. I know you hear me. Don't try to act deaf. Grab your scarf. Is it silk? Is it satin? Are we protected? I'm not gonna leave until you put your bonnet on. That's gonna be me until you can figure it out. Number 5 is, don't be scared to try new products. Now, if your products work for you, obviously you can skip this one. But if your products work for you and you're curious, it's totally fine to dibble and dabble and see what else works for you. If your products aren't working anymore, don't be scared to try new products, because I have literally had products that all of a sudden just stopped working and I am at a loss for words. Like, I'm literally confused.
Really? I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
Sometimes it has to do with the weather. I've noticed about my hair, at least when it comes to cold weather and hot weather, my hair has different necessities. So I might have to switch up my products as it gets hotter or as it gets colder, and that's totally okay. But don't be scared or feel like you can't jump outside of what you don't know. It's never gonna hurt. It's like a one-time thing. If it doesn't work, then okay. You can even take it back. If it does work, then you learn something new. Now, number 6 is, don't abuse heat, which is very easy to do as a curly girl, because, you know, straight hair me and curly hair me are 2 different people, but it can be hard because we like to change up our hair. I think that's curly girls in general, but that's also, I feel like, black women. We've always had a rep for coming in every 2 weeks with a whole new hairstyle. I like new things. I like to try new things. I like different vibes and aesthetics, and that's okay. But it should not be at the risk of the health of your hair. If you want straight hair, get some weave. get a wig. Like, it's not worth damaging your hair for the sake of straight hair for this week or the next 2 weeks. It's not worth that. And I know it's easier said than done. I just got my hair straightened 2 months ago and I was feeling myself. I felt so cute. And I've been having dreams since then of getting my hair straightened again. But I know that my hair can't take heat in a 2-month span. So you have to just know your hair. If you can straighten your hair a bit more than average and your hair doesn't get damaged or broken off, then do you. But if your hair can't take that, don't abuse it. It's not worth the heat damage. It's not worth the breakage. Be conscious of it and don't abuse heat. Number 7 is to be more gentle on your hair. Don't be so rough. I know it's very hard to say because in that moment it's not intentional all the time. But one way to stop that for me, I've stopped using tools like brushes and combs. There is a significant difference in how much hair I lose whenever I use a brush or a comb to style my hair. So I just totally stopped. Or don't rush your hair. Whenever you have a full-blown wash day and you're in a rush, just cancel it. Don't even do it, honestly, because if you're gonna do it, you're gonna end up pulling your hair out. It's not worth it. Just reschedule and do it again later. I feel like natural hair in general is a constant Mayweather and Pacquiao moment in terms of detangling, and that in itself can be very frustrating. I feel like we almost all have a little bit of trauma of someone else being too rough on our hair or just not gentle enough, whether it was getting your hair braided and they were braiding too tight, or your mom borderline abusing you, putting your hair into a bun or some braids or some twists when you were a child and you were just sitting there looking crazy because you couldn't do anything about it. But don't be scared or intimidated to tell someone, hey, you're being too rough. And don't be scared to be gentle yourself. It's your head. Take care of your hair. Be more gentle. Number 8 is don't forget about your diet or multivitamins. I know it sounds so corny to say you are what you eat, but you really are. It's a constant internal and external exchange. And specifically vitamins A through E and even B, biotin. That one does a lot for hair health and hair growth. So you can intentionally eat foods that have those vitamins in them, or just take a multivitamin. When you take it, be consistent with it so that you can actually see if it's working for you or not. I know when I take mine every morning, I'm grateful for it. I take it with happiness and pride and I move on with my day. Because I don't always have time to, pick out what foods have this vitamin and that vitamin. So the multivitamin is very useful for that. So don't sleep on multivitamins and, changing up your diet a bit. Number 9 is don't sleep on protective styles. Protective styles are literally meant to protect your hair and to give you a break from the constant maintenance of curly and natural hair. It's a lot, and it's really nice to have that break from doing your hair while knowing that it's being protected and you look cute. Don't be scared to do buns, twists, braids, scarves, wigs, and don't let anybody talk you out of wearing a wig. I know people love to say, she only wear it because she bald-headed. And if I was, it don't matter. And I ain't. And it still don't matter. Wear what you want to wear, especially when it's cute and it protects your hair and it's convenient for you. When somebody tells you what you can and can't wear, we ain't trying to hear that.
Shut up. Don't nobody want to hear that right.
Don't even give them the chance to speak.
Are you gonna let me finish?
No.
Wear what you want to wear, protect your hair, and be cute. And last but not least, don't throw off the balance of moisture and protein in your hair. I know you're probably sitting there thinking, how do you do that? How do you do that? Because it is harder said than done, but in reality, you can play it by ear, or you can just create a schedule to balance out when you're gonna do protein treatments and when you're gonna do moisturizing treatments. For me personally, I like to play it by ear. I don't like to do too much of anything. I kind of do whatever I want. And if my hair is feeling stiff, then I know I have too much protein, I need more moisture. If my hair is feeling mushy, I know I have too much moisture, I need some protein. And that's how I, handle my hair. That's what works for me. I don't like to overdo either one of them, so I just wait to see what my hair is gonna pull and I react based off of that. You can be proactive or you can be reactive. Either way, if it's too much moisture, you can always fix it with protein. If it's too much protein, you can always fix it with moisture. So just play it how you want to, but an imbalance of both will definitely jeopardize the strength and the health of your hair. So if you're trying to grow your hair and retain length, you need to balance those two and just keep an eye on the state of your hair for protein and moisture. And those are my 10 don'ts. If you guys have gotten this far, subscribe to the channel. Do it now. Clearly you like these gems. I worked hard on this video. Subscribe. Don't do me like that. Don't watch the whole video and then just leave me on red. That's so fake. That's so fake. And to those that are subscribed, all 8,000 of you, I am so thankful and like really grateful. I know to some people 8,000 probably sounds small, but to me, I'm so appreciative of all 8,000. Thank you so much. And if you are not subscribed, you should be subscribed. So that's it. That's all my 10 don'ts. Please leave below any comments, questions, or concerns. Please don't be negative. This video is just simply my opinions from my experience of do's and, well, mostly don'ts. But yeah, it's positivity over here. And that's it. Subscribe, comment below, like, and leave video suggestions. I have a lot of videos planned out, but I can always use more. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. And that is all. I will catch you in the next one.
Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.